If your nervous system is still in survival mode, it doesn't matter how many times that you script the vision, it's not landing. Welcome to your Friday pep talk, and this week we're talking about the ways in which we think we're manifesting, but are we? And I know because I do this for a living as a yoga teacher, I invite people to explore regulating their nervous system. And I want to talk about the real deal side of manifestation because, honey, if you scroll through TikTok or Instagram and you're on that side of manifestation, you're going to just see someone telling you to write it down and that's enough. And baby, that is so not true. So let's talk about what it really takes to manifest so that you can get the ball rolling on that. This is for you if you've been doing all the things like journaling, the 369, like all of the things, and yet you're not seeing the life that you want. Why is that? It's because possibly you might have limiting beliefs from childhood, from relationships that are basically telling you and replaying in your mind that, you don't deserve that or that's not for you. What I need you to hear is that manifestation isn't a magic trick. It's all about momentum. It's all about regulating your nervous system and being able to actually hold the thing that you're calling in. I want you to think about it. If the relationship, the job, the business, the clients, whatever it is that you're calling in that you're getting frustrated about not being here yet, if they were to land in your lap literally today, could you even hold them? Truly. And only you can answer that, but I want you to sit with that honestly. Could you hold it if it showed up today? And yeah, I know that's not the sexy version. We want the full moon to solve it, right? We want to have the 369 method just make it all good. But those things only work if you have the space energetically, physically to actually hold the thing. And it's not really because you're doing it wrong. It's because becoming her or becoming him is gonna take way more than just thinking about it or writing it down. You're going to have to take some real action towards the thing. And that's the part that we hate because it's not Instagrammable, right? It's not often sexy to unearth the shit that you need to deal with. Let me tell you what manifestation actually looks like. It looks like waking up early to work on that creative project. I know this from experience, so trust me, I'm not just sitting here telling you what I've read in a book. This is literally my life experience. When I wanted to write a book because I was over the job that I had to wake up at 5 a.m. because my kids were sleeping. That was the only time that I could get up and actually work on the book, but honey, I didn't. And before that, I was kind of complaining and talking about all the ways in which things weren't happening for me. But then I had to be really real with myself. And it was through listening to personal development podcasts and really, looking at the ways in which I was moving from my trauma. I had to kind of step aside from that and really think about, okay, yes, this stuff happened to me, but what am I choosing? What am I actually doing to create change? So think about the thing it is that you want to manifest. And I want you to sit down and maybe write down or at least contemplate, what do you need to do? What are the actions that you need to take to actually receive those things? Sometimes it looks like applying for the thing or signing up for the thing or pitching yourself or doing something even though you might get rejected. That's it. You have to be brave enough to put yourself out there because you're not going to get there. You're not going to find your way just by thinking about it and talking about it. There's this misconception that we speak things into existence, and yes, there is truth to that, but you have to take action. Manifestation is movement. The other thing I'm going to tell you about calling in your next level is that it can be super inconvenient. It stretches your nervous system. It stretches all of your stuff because it brings up your limiting beliefs. It brings up the stuff your mom told you. My mom told me not to write a book because being an artist was not the way to make money and to just get a good job. So I did that. I got the good job and I hated it. And now I'm an author. So it's I had to step out of that and be brave and make my own choice in my life. Otherwise, I'd still be sitting at that job I hated, which a lot of people did. I remember a time that I wanted to manifest more peace in my life. I wanted to manifest healing. I wanted to move forward from the trauma I had experienced as a child. And that meant ending a marriage years ago. And that wasn't easy because obviously I didn't get married to get divorced, but I also knew that this person wasn't for me for many reasons. But It was very inconvenient. It was very uncomfortable. It sucked to have to break apart this relationship, but I knew that it was the right choice. And so I want you to look at, maybe you're in a relationship that isn't working, but it would just be too inconvenient and too hard to end it. And that's where you have to be brave, because what you don't want to do is get to the end of your life and realize, oops, I messed up. I lived for everyone else, and that is why nothing that I really wanted or desired came to me, because I didn't take any action towards it. I just talked myself out of it constantly. And leaving that relationship didn't feel like magical. It didn't feel good. It didn't like, nobody really understood why I was making that choice, but it made sense after I created the life that I wanted. It made sense, after I wrote the books and all the things. But in the moment, often even the people around you aren't going to understand the choices that you're making. But if you want to manifest, you've got to move. You've got to look around and see, okay, what in my life doesn't align with the woman I'm becoming? Because you can't have mismatched energy and think that you're going to call in and be able to hold this great thing that you want. And you deserve it, and you can do it. I was telling my yoga students in class the other night, like, if you don't like your job, change it. If you don't like your relationship, change it, but make sure you're moving from this place of self-awareness, obviously, but you get to choose what your life looks like. And once you keep making these choices, you do get braver and you start to build this momentum. And through that momentum that you're building, you're showing the universe, okay, she's not playing. And so the universe will start to give you, right, and help you and co-create with you the life that you're claiming you want, because you're not just claiming it, you're literally claiming it, like putting your flag in the ground and being like, girl, this is mine. And here's all the ways in which I'm shifting and changing to be able to receive and hold it. So I want you to ask yourself, what is shifting under the surface? Right? What is that low level discomfort or that low level curiosity, that low level, sometimes anxiety that is telling you that what you're in and what you're living isn't for you anymore? Ask yourself, where am I being invited to move differently, to speak differently, and to choose something different? And only you can answer those questions. And that's kind of the nice things about like a podcast or watching a YouTube video, is like, you get to kind of be behind the scenes as you reflect and digest. And as you move through your day, really consider these things. Because the magic isn't the ways in which the manifestation is going to come to you. It's not going to be like abracadabra, here you go. The magic lives in the micro movements, the little choices that you make when no one is watching. It's in the integrity that you build when you do the thing that you say that you're going to do. That, my darling, is manifestation. Also not because it guarantees results, right? Like you're not going to do everything right. Like, don't look at it that way, like checking the box. You may unearth and heal and make change in your life and manifest something completely different that is better for you. Because once you heal and grow, your level of awareness of what you even want is going to shift. The bar, honey, is going to raise. I've lived that so many times. But it's about that alignment. It's about showing up as if you're already living in that life. And it's about healing. Also, maybe like take manifestation off the table. Like, don't you want to feel better? If you listen to Abraham Hicks, they talk a lot about getting into alignment to feel better. And then in that act of feeling better, honey, you're going to start to manifest all the things you desire. So no, you're not blocked. You're not broken. You're just building momentum. You're becoming the one that can actually hold it, instead of the one that's just asking from this place of underneath. You don't really feel like you deserve it. You don't really feel like it's possible. You have to get into alignment with that desire, which means getting into alignment with your true self. Not who you're pretending to be, not who you're like performing to be, your true self. And that is magic. This is about you trusting you, and that is the most magnetic energy that there is. If you like this video, be sure to leave a comment. Let me know what you're manifesting. And if you're listening just to the audio podcast, Leave me a review there and let me know. What are you manifesting in your life? How did this make you maybe think about it differently from this sort of cookie cutter, write it down 3 times and maybe it'll come? Yes, you can do that once you're more in alignment, once you're doing the things, actionable things, showing up in the ways in which you want to become. Then that's when those tools can be super useful because they're not like contradicting each other. I love you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.